Stories are the wind beneath our wings. My name is Osadmebi, and every week I will tell you a short story written by a Nigerian writer or author. That's the long and short of it. So without much ado, this week's story is by Catherine Chinaza, and it's titled My Mother's Story. The sun had gone to rest, and a crescent moon appeared in the sky, introducing an eerie night. My mother and I sat on a creaking bench underneath the lemon tree outside our house, staring into nothing. Or she was, for I had my gaze on her, which made the grey in her unmade hair and the scars she stifled with a bold face appear a tad more obvious to me. You know you can buy yourself things sometimes, I randomly said. She uttered, sounding more surprised than intrigued. I repeated myself, and she asked, Why do you say so? Mama, I just feel like you spend more time looking out for us, trying to make sure we're comfortable, more time than you do taking care of yourself. It's like you're living for us. But I am, she said. That is not right, Mama. So who am I supposed to live for? That's not what I mean. Oh yeah then, what do you mean? Okay, what I'm saying is that don't you think that if you keep providing for us, that you will make us feel too comfortable to want to work for our own money? Because we know that anyhow, we can always come back to you for some support. I half explained, half asked. I'm in my 20s, the third of 4 children, and my mother still calls to ask if we require any financial support. Let me ask you, do you have a job? No, Ma, but that's my point. Don't you think that if you keep providing for us, we will become too relaxed about getting jobs and all that? My mother sighed and responded, Now, I have told you people my story of how I wanted to be cared for as a child, but never got that care. She paused, reached for a memory that seemed to be ever present, and then continued. I would go to the stream to fetch water. And on my way back, I would go to the corner by the road and I would cry. People would see me. They would go home. They would tell my parents that they saw me crying by the road. And do you know what my parents would say to them? No, Ma. They would say, leave her. Let her cry. She's a cry baby. If one is not comfortable in the world they came into, are they not supposed to die and leave that world? It was not my first time hearing this part of her story. But at that moment, I heard it like a new story, and I felt the jab of those words my grandparents must have said when they were alive. As I listened to her, I watched her intently. She didn't cry, but I knew the memories still shook her. And sometimes, when they bought clothes for me, she continued, I would wear those clothes. And then the next thing that my mother would say was, hey, a dress as fine as this. That is what you will now come and use this your stockfish body to ruin, eh? Mom paused, mused for a moment, and then she reached for another ever-present memory before continuing. I have told you people how I used to break stones, how I sold akara and farmed on people's farmland to save up money so that I could go to the convent, which I successfully did. Then, 3 months into my time at the convent, my father came and dragged me out, handed me over to a man that was to bring me here to Nasarawa to find a job, just because Nkiru often sent yams back to her family from the north. I kept listening, trying to discern where she was going with this particular series of recollections. I've told you people my story, and I have told you why I do the things that I do. My parents did not hate me, but they were not capable of caring for me the way I wanted. So, the care that I lacked, I try to make sure that you and your siblings don't lack that too. And since God has been gracious to provide me with the means to provide for you people, I will keep doing so until I see that you all are on your feet. You must not suffer before you make it, must you? My mother finished. I have lived among hustlers, and I have always known from my boarding school days that I am not a born hustler. My genetics were not just aligned. Because when others would drag for food or push their way into the bathroom, I would not join in, but I would always find a way somehow. Regardless, I still felt intimidated and envious of those hustlers and any hustler. I have tried to learn to hustle. And one of the lessons taught in Hustler 101 is that you cannot make it if you are always in your comfort zone. My mother is my comfort zone, and the money she provides makes the roses bloom. I thought if I was always at home with her, that I would always feel lazy to put in any work to make my own money. So one time, I spent 2 consecutive Christmases away from home, and I tried different types of work. For a minute, I felt like a hustler. I guess I understand her now, but I still wish she did not live like she was living for us. Now, more than ever, I am challenged to make this woman, my mother, feel cared for years before she departs this earth. There is no indication how I'm going to achieve this. But one thing is certain. As long as God keeps her alive for me, her story will not end as a tragedy. Catherine Chinaza is a writer residing in Ife North, Osun State. She is a biochemist, poet, and a health content writer. You can read more of her work on Medium at C_is_a_writer and connect with her on X at C_is_a_writer. Details and links will be in the episode description. If you've got a story you would like to be featured on this podcast, or a published book you want to make into an audiobook, send an email to info@osadumebi.com or send me a message at osadumebi on either Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or X. I look forward to collaborating with you. And if you've enjoyed this week's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and tell someone, everyone, that stories are a good escape for a few minutes each week.